What's up, Planeswalkers? Theurx6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena, and we're gonna go and hop in some sweet Nicol Bolas. I don't know why I double clicked. Alright, cool. I played another round of Singleton with the green-black rock deck, and I went 7 wins again, because that deck is awesome. I love that deck, man. Good old green-black value. I'm going against Incantus Pox. Interesting name, I like it. I also learned that apparently you can only like gain rank in ladder, but you can lose rank in the other formats. That makes no sense to me. Your rank should only ever be affected. It seems like a good cue. Your rank should only ever be affected by playing ranked, right? Like, that's not a hot take, right? Like, it doesn't make, because those things aren't based on your rank. At least that's not what I thought. I thought that they said that they were going to have events all be based on your specific current win-loss ratio in that thing, not your rank. That doesn't make any sense. Hashtag defend the rank, blah blah blah, nonsense madness. I was looking forward to reading the state of the beta yesterday, but that didn't happen. Apparently they're waiting till Wednesday because they're still working on what they want to have happen, which I guess that's reasonable, you know. It's better to have a well thought out system that's very specific, very detailed. Okay, what are you doing? I don't know. Then just like kind of rush something out. So I am looking forward to Monday. Monday they might have a little bit more information on the July update, which they did say was something that is being worked on and being discussed. So I'm interested to see if they address any economic thing. I mean, the thing is, this is like mono red, but they aren't doing anything. So I think I want to cycle my Sweltering Suns. Because I do have like 3 pieces, technically 4 pieces of removal here. I just need to make sure I'm getting land drops. That's not a land drop. That is a land drop though. That's good. I wonder what my opponent's doing. Like I wonder what they have. Okay. 4 mana. You've yet to play anything in a mono red deck. That doesn't typically bode well. Sure, Uncrop Crasher. That's a pretty easy Abrade. Go ahead and do it now. Because why not? The Pokemon. I suppose that's the reason why not, is that I'm gonna be out of my Aether Hub, but meh. You know what? No, I shouldn't hit that, actually. I didn't really have a reason to. What the heck is this? It's a good old graphical glitch. Hey, I got another blue-black source. Cool. So theoretically, next turn I can Scarab God. Let's see what my opponent has. Land Glorybringer? Chain Whirler? Sure. I'll take a single damage. That's fine. Like, I'm worried about what's in my opponent's hand. It can't be anything good for me. Oh, balls. Okay. I feel like Scarab God is not a terrible play here. It's not great, but it isn't terrible. Just because he's like done nothing for the first few turns, and like he didn't play a 5-drop here. Of course, he could have 5-drops that have haste. I really want to use Vraska's Contempt on either Hazoret or the Rekindling Phoenix, But, like, my opponent hasn't done much. Maybe they just have a ton of lands and they're just flooding out. 5 mana? 6 mana? 5 mana? Okay, Glorybringer, sure. I mean, if he exerts this, I'm not going to block the Chain Whirler. Okay, that's fine. I'm just not going to block Chain Whirler this turn. Oh, maybe he's going to shock it. Magma Spray would be awful, but most people have been running Shock. Okay, cool. So Shock is fine. It's not great, it's fine. I'd love to get another land. That would be great so I can play my Gearhulk. It is not another land. Do I just want to establish Scarab God again? He can't attack with this next turn. Yeah, I think playing Scarab God again here is fine. Another land. My opponent is on 7. I'm on 5. We need to swap the land count here. Abrade, sure. So I guess he just had a bunch of burn. Yeah, double Abrade, yeah. I mean, my opponent's down to 1 card. They'll hit me for 3, down to 9. If I can top deck an untapped land, you know, I'm in an okay spot. I mean, at this point, I just want lands, like nothing but. That's fantastic. So the problem here is, I think the better play is to use Vraska's Contempt. Yeah, I honestly think the better play is to use Vraska's Contempt. But beside that, maybe my opponent plays, like, activates Field of Ruin. No, I don't want to do that, just in case they do it now. If my opponent decides to activate Field of Ruin, then I can use Fatal Push on this, and Vraska's on this. So he'll have nothing, but I don't think he's going to use it now. Oh, my, are you going to do it? Do it. Please, do it. Do it. Use Field of Ruin. Yes! Oh, and you hit the wrong one. I don't care about that in this matchup at all. So I'm going to get a red source. Can I get my... Do I have to... Oop. Need my red source. Thank you. Yes, I did just notice that I can't cast Vraska's now, but it's fine. I should have gotten a black source. I recognize that. You guys can roast me in the comments, as I'm sure you will. Yep. I have to counter that, which is fine. So I'm going to go to 5, which is a Lightning Strike and a Shock away, although I will have Vraska's. Ow. That was a Hazoret, so that's nice. Got another land, that is nice. There's like no scenario in which Nicol Bolas is correct to play here. No, I think the correct play is pass turn, Vraska's. And the reason we pass turn and Vraska's on their turn is because if we Vraska's this main phase on our turn, then he could just play like does he have mana for that? So if he could land, no, he couldn't. Darn. I was gonna say you could like Hazoret, and Hazoret's a more threat. Canra, sure. I love that this weird gray thing is still there. Sure. Go ahead and eat this now. Yum, delicious. Shut up, porn. Awesome. So yeah, next turn I'll have Gearhulk into Vraska's, so I'll be technically back up to 7. And we did get a land, that's fantastic. And I will end turn. I'll do the same thing just because Hazoret, again, is a more worthwhile threat to exile than Earthshaker. Does look like they're going to have Earthshaker here. And I will go ahead and do this. And the reason I'm doing this now is because I don't want, to be in a position where I can just die to burn. Although, theoretically, if they have exactly Lightning Strike and Shock here, I'm screwed. But I'm fairly certain I'd be screwed either way. Do they actually have Lightning Strike and Shock? Wow. So my mismanagement of lands cost me the game there. Right, and that's important to recognize. I didn't have a reason to get this mountain because I should have recognized that these 2 cards were not going to help me in that matchup. Getting a swamp there to make sure I was able to, instead of counter Hazoret, exile her, and then the following turn I would have been able to Torrential Gearhulk instead of postponing that. It would have put me in a position where I was able to most likely stabilize sooner. So it's very important to recognize scenarios like that. And I mean, I spotted it pretty fast. Like as soon as I clicked the mountain, I was like, oh no, that was wrong. I absolutely should have gotten a swamp there. And that decision, I might not have won if I had picked a swamp, but I definitely lost because I didn't pick a swamp, if that makes sense. Going against Ave Caesar. I assume it's pronounced Ave. I listened to a French singer, Stromae, and he has a song called Ave Caesaria, I think, something like that. This hand would be great if instead of a Bolas we had a single other land, but even though we have some low-cost cards, I can't justify keeping that. This has 4 lands. No, 3 lands. Which one of these did I think was a land? I don't know. 3 lands, pretty slow, but Doomfall is nice. I'll go ahead and keep this. Probably keep a land on top, yeah. I definitely want to make sure I can get to Glimmer. Yeah, and this is probably white black vamps. Essentially anything that isn't red, this hand is better against, just because red will run me over before I even get a chance to get on the board. So. Right, and yep, probably vampires. Ah. Okay, sure. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and... No, I'll go ahead and play Cinder Barrens. I reveal that I'm Grixis, but I don't actually think that matters. I want to make sure that I can have access to red. Next turn, I'm likely just going to play Supreme Will. That's fine. So what I would like to see, actually, is a Sweltering Suns. Okay, that's fine. I'll go and play this now. I think I'll leave up Supreme Will. These creatures don't bother me too much. It's a pretty slow clock. It's, what, 7 turns? So I'm not worried about this yet. I definitely would like to look for Sweltering Suns. So if they don't play anything that I care about, then I'm going to use Supreme Will to try and search. No blocks. Let's see. What are you going to cast? So this is interesting, right? Because it puts them up to 5 power, which puts them at a 4-turn clock. Supreme Will looks at what, 4 cards? I have 3 Sweltering Suns in the deck right now. I think I would rather look for Suns. I did not find it. I think I will go with Contempt. So I still have a chance to top deck it. I did not. So Contempt puts me to 17. It's still the... Oh, no, it also drops this down. So technically, it gives me another turn. I am just going to do this. Theoretically, I don't need to Contempt. If they play a Lord, of course I will Contempt the Lord. Otherwise, I'll mostly be fine. They're playing a 5-drop. They could play the big like 4/4 guy that draws them a bunch of cards and loses them a bunch of life. And that would be annoying, but I don't necessarily think I would need to Contempt that. Alright. 4 cards in hand. A bunch of 1/1s. Sure, that's fine. I know I can like press spacebar to pass things since I keep taking my hand off my mouse, but that would be loud because of where my mic is placed. Let's scry 2. Still looking for a Suns, not a Suns. That is a land. 4, 5, 6. I don't think I need that land, so I'm gonna chuck it to the bottom. Okay, got another land. Do 1, 2, 3. So I think what I'm going to do here is Submerged Boneyard. Make sure I tap this for colorless because the system is stupid. Why would you leave me without black mana, you stupid game? That's so dumb. And I'm going to Doomfall my opponent's hand. See what they're working with. And I have Fatal Push even for a second Lord if they end up having it. They do have Champion of Dusk. I do not care about these. So I will get rid of Champion Dusk just so they can't get so much value. And yeah, I'll end the turn. I want to save Fatal Push for a Lord if they top deck it. Otherwise, I'll probably just kill one of their things. Let's see, if they play and activate Chef at Dunes, am I dead? 2, 10. No, I'd be at 1. And being at 1 is not good. So yeah, they're going to cycle cast out. Makes sense. Chef at Dunes, are you going to activate it? It looks like they are. Yes, okay. So yeah, I have to use Fatal Push here. And let's go ahead and Fatal Push one of the tokens. Why not? Gives them technically less life. I don't think it'll actually matter in the long run, but yeah. Yep, alright. I'm down to 1. I have another Vraska's, which is nice. But, unfortunately, I think I'm just dead. Yeah, darn. Just dead. Wasn't able to get my board wipes in time. Which is unfortunate. I think that was a fine hand. I may have mismanaged the game. It's possible that I should have just countered the second Queen's thing. The second Midnight Hour, as it were. Midnight Haunting. I'm smart. But at this point, the deck, I believe, runs 3 Sweltering Suns and 3 Vraskas. I found, what, 2 Vraskas in this one? Yeah. Going up against Pangleaf. And I'm totally fine putting up losses. I think, if anything, I think it's more important to put up losses because if I was just showing wins... Oh, that was a quick keep from my opponent. I think I'll keep this. Right, I need one. I'm going second. I need 1 more land, and I can just go off with these Glimmer of Geniuses as well as the Vraska Contempt. I think this is fine. Obviously, if this is a red deck, terrible keep, but I literally couldn't know. Okay, another white black. Hey, look, it's the Sweltering Suns that I needed. If I just put up wins, one, it doesn't represent the deck's capabilities correctly. It's just second verse same as the first, it appears. But more than that, like, there aren't as many situations in which I could, like, there could be a learning moment, right? Whereas with a loss, I can attempt to figure out why I lost that game and relay that message to the people, you know, everyone was watching. Like the one with the land, right? That's something that I saw immediately, and yet like a fool, I still did it. Unfortunately, I can't. Oh, you know, I should have Aether Hubbed. Obviously, it's not going to matter, but I should have Aether Hubbed because I would have been able to cast Sweltering Suns this turn. No. So what I need is a red source, which is unlikely. So I'll probably end up Field of Ruin into Eat Mavrin Fane. That guy's name is stupid. Sure. Hopefully I get a untapped red source. Because that does a nice job of wiping their board. Yeah, if I lose 2 in a row to vampires, that's either a scathing review of Bolas or a shining review of vampires. Or it just shows I'm bad. Okay, Fatal Push is good. I can push that. Yeah, I have to push that. I can't Vraska's because I would use this and I need this. I could also Field of Ruin this during their turn. Yeah, okay, cool. So I have a plan. So my plan of action is Fatal Push this on their turn. Field of Ruin this. Get a mountain so I can Sweltering Suns. And the reason it's still correct to Fatal Push this is because it eliminates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage. So it looks like I'm actually going to be getting rid of Sheffield Dunes. So I need you to go away. And I don't, because I plan on Sweltering Suns next turn, I don't care about the token that's generated here. I'm still going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, so I'm going to go to 7. 7 is reasonable. It's not where I want to be, but it's fine. So I really think the Sweltering Suns is going to help me out, because I can start going 1v1 removal with Vraska's. I would love them to just play something that adds a bunch of tokens to the board right now. Not something that can live through Sweltering Suns. So I don't want Champion of Dusk. I want exactly that. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Because that's an overextension into a Sweltering Suns. I'm going to go ahead and activate this on Sheffield Dunes because I don't want to die to that. I don't care if they have color fixed mana. Get a red source here. Sweltering Suns. I would love to top deck a land as well. Right. I'm at the point in the game where I just need resources to make sure I'm able to stay alive. And this I think is the draw of me to like this is a control deck, but the reason I play mid-range decks that like edge on control, and the reason why I do like some semblance of control decks is because you're almost always on death's door. And the feeling of making sure that you're making the correct play. Oh, that Arena did not like that. Arena froze a little. When you know you're like on the edge of making it to stabilization, it feels good. It feels nice to just be like, oh, that's not a vampire. Oh, it is. What the Aetherborn are vampires? That's news to me. Sure, I didn't know that. I guess that makes sense. Do they feed on blood, or do they just feed on the Aether stuff? I guess they just feed on the Aether stuff. Ooh, yeah, I mean, if my opponent has, like, no gas in hand... I mean, I'm just gonna Vraska's here, because I would like to gain life and not take life. Like, my opponent can resolve something annoying, but I do just have another Vraska's. That's why I decided it was fine to Vraska's that. It's not a great Vraska's target, but in general I think it's fine. It looks like they're going to play something else. Legion Lieutenant? I'm fine with Lieutenant. Oh yeah, especially since I have Fatal Push into Glimmer. I'm actually going to Glimmer first, because I would like to draw a land. Like, technically I'm putting myself on... nah, I don't want either of those. Technically, I'm putting myself on the back foot because I can't counter something of theirs. What is up with my mana situation? I need to double check that. But I have single target removal. If I'm able to get a land next turn, I'll be able to Torrential Gearhulk Vraska's again. So I think I'm in a pretty decent position here. Yeah, I think I'm at the point of the game where I've stabilized, and it was very important getting that Sweltering Suns off. That Field of Ruin play it was very integral. Sure, Queen's Commission. Okay. So what do I want to do here? Honestly, because I have Fatal Push, I think it's fine to try and Glimmer again. Why would they ever tap like that? Oh, okay, I guess because I have 2 of these. Yeah, sure. At this point, I'll have more, so I'm fine having Aether Hub be used. Do I want the other Glimmer? No, I don't think I need the other Glimmer. I just needed to make sure I got a land, and I did. Because I have Torrential Gearhulk. Cool. So what I want my opponent to do here is to use Shepherd Dunes. They only have 2 cards in hand, right? To my, what, 7? Okay, another land. I like to see that. Am I going to Fatal Push? It's essentially like a 1 for a half for me. Like, it's a terrible value. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're top decking. I can go 1 for 1 a lot easier, and get better value. I want to just make sure that I don't die to anything random, and it could be incredibly incorrect what I'm doing right now. But I don't think this is one of the plays that has like any hinges attached, right? I think this is a relatively inconsequential play, just because of the amount of value essentially that I have. So now, however, because my opponent is on such low threat density, and I did make that decision, so the threat density is even lower, I think it's fine to just bullet here. And +2. They have been holding that 1 card for a while. Actually, you know what? They've been holding that card for a while. That card is probably removal. Darn, but if it's Vraska's Contempt or Cast Out, then they can just use it anyway. So I'm gonna +2. It's possibly like super dumb and wrong. Hey, look, a gifted Aetherborn. So this is a fantastic card because it's gonna help me get back in the game. It's gonna draw me. It's gonna gain me some sweet life. So, and let's see. Yeah, so it was a cast out. So if I +1, they would have just cast it anyway, right? So I'm fine with that. I essentially paid 7 mana to get a gifted Aetherborn. Why would you attack? Maybe my opponent has given up? Yeah. Game got a bit glitchy there at the end. But cool. I am back at gold tier 4 because I've been playing events and losing, and for whatever reason that affected my rank. Alright, cool. I will open a pack and then bounce because I have to pack. I don't know. What are some lands that I want to get? Let's go with Amonkhet? Yeah, let's go with Amonkhet. Let's see what I get from Amonkhet. Hey, I got a land. Cool, that's like why I got it. I don't think I have a deck used for this, but still, I like getting rare lands because people need them. Anyway, hope you guys liked the video. It was a bit framey. My computer's freaking out because it's really hot. Anyway, go ahead and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, and until next time, all will be one.